You've got the ideas, you've got the ability, so why does it still feel like you're sinking in your life and your business? Stick around. It doesn't have to be as hard as you think it is. I'm Miriam Ortiz Pino, certified professional organizer, simplicity expert, and money breakthrough business coach. For over 25 years, I've been helping people connect organization, productivity, and money mindset so they can do their best work and live a more satisfying life. I wanted to start this show because there's so much bad information out there right now. It's really a shame that they don't really factor in how you want to be and who you are. So I thought I'd help you out. I'd like for you to start with who and how you want to be, not how to hide things from yourself. I know my clients tend to be really interested people, and they turn into entrepreneurs because they have so many wonderful ideas. So many ideas that they often find it hard to figure out what to work on and when. This leads to lots of open loops, lots of unfinished projects, lots of closets full of other ideas they haven't gotten to yet. So I really want you to think about how often you've said to yourself, I don't have time to get organized, or I'll organize when I have time. But you're never going to have the time until you get organized. So it's a catch-22, right? You have to find the time to get organized, but you need to get organized to find time. And that's where I come in. It doesn't have to be so hard. I really want you to take some time to set yourself up for success. And it can start with the little things, because it turns out baby steps create lots of little extra time. Exponential results come from incremental improvements. And so I think instead of looking for the right tool, app, or process, you can just begin a different way. We can start creating a nurturing and supportive environment that automatically leads you to get those things in place that you need to do your best work. In addition to thinking you'll have more time one day, people tend to start in the middle. They rearrange and they put things in boxes and put labels on them. And that's just hiding the stuff. Really, we want to start connecting the tasks to your desired outcome. So what do you want? That's what I want to know. What do you want? Some people have a hard time with that one, but if we start with the dream, we can simplify the process from there. Because when you know what your desired outcome is, you can reverse engineer your setup, your workflows, your processes. So we want to pick what's essential to get the job done. And then, and only then, we want to add more things into the mix. Think of it like when you make cupcakes. You need the equipment, the ingredients, the things like a bowl and a spoon and the eggs and the batter, that turn into the batter. You put them in an oven and bake, and then you cool them on a cooling rack. And then, only then, do you get to decide if you're putting frosting, icing, drizzle, sprinkles, cherries, whatever else you want on there. But the bottom line is you got to start with the cupcakes. And to get the cupcakes, you got to start with the ingredients and the equipment that go into making the cupcakes. Same thing for everything in your life, really. So when you have that desired outcome in mind, you make better decisions because you have criteria and you know where you want to end up. It's still a grand experiment, and you're going to have some failures and you're going to have some successes. But what if the experiment allowed you to complete more of your tasks? I have a client that called me it's actually been quite a few years now, but originally she wanted to create more room to do her crafts. She was a busy professional woman, and she had recently inherited a whole lot of things, and she loves to shop. She loves beautiful things, and the house had gotten a little bit away from her after an illness, and she wanted to regroup. at the same time, she was trying to decide when and how she was going to retire. And going through her things and looking at it with that desired outcome that she was going to retire and she wanted more time for creativity, we were able to go through her things rather quickly and create some systems that allowed her to leave her old identity behind and start creating the new one. And she is experiencing so much more fun and freedom now that she's clear about what she wants. And part of that figuring out was part of the organizing process. So it's all connected. You get organized, you can be more productive, you have more freedom to do the things you want to do. And the more you clear out, the more you have space for wonderful things to come into your life. So I hope you're beginning to feel a little bit enlightened and empowered as I aim to give you insightful things that you might not have thought about to help you on your organizing journey. And there's no shame in it. Even the most professional of professional organizers have little pockets of clutter here and there because life is constantly in flux. Our situation changes and we have to be able to adapt and accept that things can change. New things are coming in, old things are being let go. It's a rotating system. It's important to start curating what you want to have the life you want. There's no shame in trying yet another one until you find the perfect one. And the key is to not give up on a process too soon. Just because it didn't work on the first pass or the second pass or the third pass doesn't mean it's not going to work on the fourth. So you're going to get to learn distinctions as well. Is this really not working or am I just still developing the habit? So here's how we're going to do things around here. I'm going to give you insights. It's all about practice, not perfection. Progress comes from the practice, and being an organized person requires the practice, the adjustments, the curation, because life is a rotating system and a constant curation. And these are the skills that are going to help your future self adapt to future situations as they arise. So you don't have to redo, you merely adjust. Scooch things over here, attempt something slightly different over there, and it all comes together. I think that creating a business and a life you love starts with the foundation of a nurturing and supportive environment. That includes a be better practice and an abundant money mindset, and that great systems free you up to be your best self. I want to reassure you that feeling disorganized in any given moment is not a reflection on how capable you are. It is a chance for you to explore and experience the complete formula of being an organized person. So let me leave you with a fabulous little exercise that'll get you started. I call it dreaming. Really, I don't call it anything. But what we want to do is get you in the habit of thinking about reverse engineering what you want. So I want you to sit on your couch. Even if you have to move a pile of stuff to make it happen, just scooch the stuff over, sit down on your couch, let's say in your living room, because that's where couches usually are. And I want you to take a glance around and then take a deep breath and close your eyes. I want you to begin to imagine what activities you would like to participate in this space. If we are using the living room as the example, imagine watching TV, reading a book, playing a game. What other things do you like to do in your living room? Conversations with friends? Just think about the activities for a second. And then think about how you would like to feel when you do those activities. Okay. Now, a few of us are going to have a hard time imagining things in visuals or imagining the future at all. If that's you, it's okay. It comes with some practice, but the way around it is to imagine or to borrow someone else's reality. So a description from a book, a picture in a magazine, a TV show scene where there's a living room you admire. Just pick one of those and start to put yourself into that space. What are you doing? What things do you need to do the thing you're doing? And how does it make you feel? Sit there for a second and feel those things. Now, take another breath and then open your eyes. Start glancing around your room. Don't get up. Don't start throwing things away. Don't start feeling bad. We are just sitting here observing what is in the room that might be in the way of what you just imagined. Are there piles of paper in the corner? Are there toys scattered about? Are there old hobbies taking up a bunch of space? Are there old packaging and food left out, snacks that don't get put away? Start thinking about what you can remove from the space that'll help you create a more nurturing environment in that space. That's all you got to do. You did it. You're good. Now, every time you come into the living room, you might notice one more thing that could possibly go. You don't have to do it yet. Just begin thinking about all the things that might be in your way. You can repeat this process in every room of the house, and then we'd move on to the next step. But that's for later. That's all about decluttering. And in addition to it being for later, just think, you haven't even gotten off your ass yet. I'll see you next time. In the meantime, have a delightful day. If this helped you see that organizing doesn't have to be so hard, start with one small decision today. One pile, one drawer, one open loop, one thing you can make simple enough to move forward today. And if you want more practical ways to simplify your space, decisions, and mindset as an entrepreneur, subscribe to More Than Organized and watch the next video here. It will help you take the next step without turning your whole life into a project.